I touched you. Oh, no. Don't die.
Welcome to the Legacy of Nerd. My name is Daniel, and I'm here at Max Revive in San Antonio, presented by NostalgiaCon. And I am here with legendary Lenore Zann. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Sugar. I am doing just great.
No scenes, Sugar. Just a little down-home charm.
That's awesome. So, I mean, the revitalization of X-Men the Animated Series, what was it like seeing especially because with Disney Plus, the show coming back on, what was it seeing like the love revitalized with the show? Something you worked on, what is it, like 25, 30 years now?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was mind-blowing, to be honest. Those of us who were in the original show, the very first time we went to a Comic-Con was in Texas. We were invited to New Braunfels, Texas.
Oh, okay.
And we got together for the first time at that point in 25 years. And we did like a little 25-year reunion. And we got along so well, and we met the original writers of the show and the original director, Larry Houston. And we said, wow, wouldn't it be nice if somebody was to buy the rights to the show and invite us all back to reboot it? And we said, let's have a drink a toast to that. We were at a dinner at the very end of the show at the con, and we did a toast. We said, we'll put it out there to the universe. And here, 5 years later, here we are. So when we first started meeting the fans and hearing their stories about what our show meant to them as children, how many people said we made their childhood, that they found a safe space in our show where they felt like it's okay to be different. And a lot of kids were either bullied or intimidated or had some not so nice things happen to them. And it really moved us to know that we have made an impact on people, and to this very day, and that now those kids have grown up, and now many of them have children of their own, and they're introducing their kids to our show. So it's just amazing. We're very grateful.
So kind of thinking about the show back then, it was had very serious tones, very serious themes that was packaged and targeted towards kids, but it was something back then even adults could watch, because X-Men's always been like that, right? So it's always dealt with more serious themes in life. What did you think back then when you were doing the show? You're like, I can't believe we're doing this serious show on a cartoon, because it was kind of like new territory for that sort of thing. What was your kind of thoughts back then on that?
Well, to be honest, many of us were new to animation. Most of us have a theater background. We started off in theater. We were playing leading roles in very dramatic plays, movies, television. Chris Potter and I both were doing television and film. And so for us, it was just natural that here's a serious piece of drama, really, for us to voice. And the producers, creators of the show say that they were looking for serious actors. They wanted people with a theatrical background. And they came to Toronto because we had that reputation of many of the actors being serious actors who had great chops. And so it just felt normal for us. We didn't know anything different.
Now, we get to 30 years later, and you guys did the toast in New Braunfels, and you were like, let's hope X-Men comes back,
right,
and our version of X-Men comes back. What was your reaction when you got approached and were like, we're doing this? Like, this is happening.
Well, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a prank. I thought, well, you know, if I said to the person who sent me an email and said, look, Disney's trying to track you down. I have a friend who's a casting person with Disney, and they want to talk to you about a new show. And I was like, well, if this is serious, give them my phone number, and they can call me. And they did. And it turned out it was the casting director, Meredith Lane, who's also the voice director. And she said, yeah, Lenore, Disney and Marvel are going to be doing a new show, and they're very interested to have you audition for it. So I had to audition for it. We all did.
Wow.
We all had to audition. And she said, do you mind if we send you a script and then you record it and email it back to me by MP3? And I was like, sure, okay, absolutely. And then I got the script, And although the name was different for the character, it was just like a made-up name, I recognized the lines. They were lines I had already said in X-Men years ago. So I was like, oh, okay, they're looking for Rogue. I guess I'll just do Rogue, you know? So that's what I did, and I sent it off, and then about 3 weeks later, I got another email from her saying they loved the audition and they want to meet you on Zoom. Yeah, right. Thank you. So then we had a Zoom meeting, and the producer, writers all said, Lenore, we just love your voice, and we're just fan girls and boys, and we wanna bring you on board. Would you please suit up and show up and be Rogue for us again?
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
What was it like reading the script too? Because this was a very Rogue heavy season.
It was.
And it was different because we were used to Wolverine. Wolverine was a very, very Wolverine centric, at least when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And seeing Rogue had a very big emotional arc as well. What was that like for you as an actress to see that script and then see it play out on screen as well?
Well, the first few episodes are pretty light on Rogue. You're just seeing her again. You're getting reintroduced to the character, to her playfulness with Gambit. The playfulness back and forth, teasing each other.
Little Magneto too.
And sarcasm, and then Magneto comes into it, and then that introduces a new layer of Rogue that many of the fans hadn't seen before. And it was interesting watching the internet because people were going, "Oh, this is terrible. What's she doing that to Gambit for?" And then other people were going, "Excuse me, but this was in the comics."
Yeah, that's what I was all like. Okay.
It's not like they're making it up, or she's not just going rogue. This is something that is established in the comics. Her time with Magneto in the Savage Lands, and
Age of Apocalypse as well.
Right,
yeah.
and in fact, there are some universe where she has a child with Magneto who they call Charles. So, so that was really interesting. And then I really wondered how people would react to episode 5. Remember?
I just got chills thinking about it. Oh my God.
When I read the script, I didn't know at the beginning when we first started which way it was going to go. I had no idea until I got to that script. None of us did. And then I read it, and I cried. And I have talked about this before. I was grieving in my real life for the loss of my young niece, Maya, who had passed away not too long ago at that time from cancer. She was only 17, and she died. She put up a great battle, but she passed away at 17. And it just killed me. It just devastated me. So I was grieving seriously for her. And when I saw the script, I thought, well, I don't have to do any emotional homework for this one. I already am there. I can act this no problem, authentically, letting an audience know and feel and hear what true grief is when you really lose somebody that you love. And I thought, well, a lot of people had lost loved ones recently because of the pandemic. There had been a lot of mass shootings. There had been a lot of terrible tragedies, wars. And I thought, so many people are suffering right now and are grieving, and they don't even know that they are. Like, they probably have stuffed it down, and they're not even aware of how they are really feeling. So perhaps my performance, if I do it right, can help trigger them into feeling their own emotions and releasing that grieving, and hopefully have a cathartic experience and help them heal. That's what I tried to do.
Those last couple minutes, the whole episode's amazing, and the last couple minutes, but I didn't know that, and I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That hurts. I think even more to know that.
Yeah.
Even if as a fan, because it's like, it's hard to think of, like, your voice kind of.
It broke.
Yes, like I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to like.
Yeah.
But like.
Yeah.
That's hard. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
And that, but I do have to say, I am a news outlet now, but I was one of the news outlets that was really pushing for the Emmy nomination.
Oh, thank you.
What was it like seeing that support from the fans?
Amazing. We have the best fans. We do. I mean, I feel like we're all a family. And I feel like I don't have children of my own, which was another reason why it hurt so much when my niece passed. Because it was like she and her two brothers are like my children too, but the fans are like my children
Right.
too. You know, I feel like we're a family, and I'm out there to stand up for you guys and look out for you and tell you to keep the faith and don't let things get you down. You know, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. It's okay to be yourself. And anyone who tells you differently they have problems. They have serious emotional and psychological problems themselves.
Right.
So just keep doing what you do and be you, and don't let anybody tell you that your dreams cannot come true. Because I'm here to tell you, they do.
That's amazing. Last question,
Yes.
but Legend of the White Dragon.
Yeah.
You worked a little bit on it. What was exciting about working on that for you?
Well, first of all, I love Aaron and his dad, Sean. And I met them at a Comic-Con in California. I forget, it was either the LA Comic-Con or San Diego a few years ago. And they said that they were big fans. And they said, look, we love your voice. You know, we're working on a project right now that you might just be perfect for. They said, do you sing? And I said, well, here's a CD. I had a CD with me because, you know, and actually my songs are on Spotify. So if you look up Lenore Zann, I have an album that's on Spotify and a single that I wrote myself and sang called Mojo Man about Gambit.
Oh,
I did it
okay.
as if I was Rogue singing about Gambit. So it's lots of fun. Anyway, I said, here's a CD. Yeah, I sing. I started off doing musicals, you know. And so they said, oh, well, great, well, we'll listen to it and, you know, we'll be in touch. I went, okay. And then a while later, maybe 6 months later, they got in touch with me and they said, okay, we're doing this show, and it was called Space Bears.
Oh, yes.
It's an animated feature film with music, with songs, and so they brought me out to LA from Nova Scotia in Canada, and I got to perform and sing. And there's some big names attached to that show, which I'm not allowed to say, but
He's been very quiet on that project.
oh, well, you're
Yeah.
going to be very excited, very excited. So I did that, and then he said, listen, we have this other project we're doing called The Legend of the White Dragon. Would you mind playing a small role in it? Because we've got a spot there where we think you'd be perfect. So I said, absolutely. What am I going to say? No. So I get to be in The Legend of the White Dragon, which is Jason David Frank's last film. And I got to meet his daughter
Jenna.
after I did it. Yeah, I went to a Comic-Con after that, and we met, and we just bonded. She's such a sweet young girl and such a sweet young woman, and I really wish her the best with her career. Yeah.
I know she's working really hard on keeping the legacy alive for her dad. Now, X-Men 97, Season 2, 2026, according to Collider, and maybe another cast member that accidentally told me accidentally. Not Lenore, but if you could describe one word, just one word, what would you describe Season 2?
Exciting.
Yes.
Exciting.
And that's all I'm going to say because I do not want to be on Disney's bad side.
No.
Well, I want to thank you. I appreciate you for talking to me. I know I said 5 minutes, but this ended up being really amazing, so thank you so much. Lenore,
I touched you. Oh, no.
I
Don't die.
and they can follow you at...
They can follow me at Lenore Zann on Instagram, LENOREZANN, or I'm still on Twitter for now.
And Spotify, and you have a new book as well,
and
right?
Spotify, and I have my book, A Rogue's Tale,
Ooh, let me get that.
which is available at your bookstore or Amazon, and it's my origin story, so I think
Yes.
you'll probably like that, and I'll be working on an Audible book soon, too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Give a little bit of Rogue in there, just kind of a little bit.
Well, just a little bit, Sugar. I mean, it is called A Rogue's Tale, after all, right?
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'll see y'all next time.